Thank you for visiting our channel. Today I came out to review and also quick unbox the latest T95M 4K Android box. Now this is S905W chipset. Comes with 1GB of RAM and 8GB internal storage. I know what you're going to say, this is gonna suck. So let's go through, review it, and also show you what's gonna bring on the table for us. You can see that the box is really nicely designed, has a lot of markings in the front and also in the back, has huge writings, what it can do for us. On top of that, once we unbox it, you can see that the presentation is nicely done. Once we open the box itself, the components that are part of this is the actual T95M box. Also comes with an IR remote, which has dual functions, so you can also control your TV with it. But since it's an Android box, we really require you to purchase a Air Mouse remote with it. On top of that, it comes with a power supply, which is created for Canada, United States. It is 5V 2 amps. And you can see also it comes with a user manual, which is very basic, and also an HDMI cable, which is 2.0. Alright, so we're going to put everything aside. Once we take the box itself out of the sleeve, you can see it's really nicely designed. It has a little display in the front. Going on the top part of it, it says the name, and then in the front part of it, you have a little place for display. Going on the right side of it, you have a micro SD slot. Right beside that, you have the micro USB connection. It's called an OTA, which you can update the software on it if you really require to connect it to your computer. Then it comes with two USB 2.0 ports. Going on the back part of it, you have the DC connection, which is 5V 2 amps. Then you have the AV connection, which you can connect it to older type of TV. Right beside that, you have the 10100 Ethernet connection. Then you have the HDMI 2.0 port. Then you have the optical audio connection. So this we can connect it to your stereo system. Going on the other side of it, there's nothing there. But once you go in the bottom part of it, you have a lot of holes for ventilation. Has 4 little legs so you can stand up. That way, it will be able to breathe. Remember that it requires a flat surface. Alright, so enough said about it. Let's get it connected. So first, connect your Air Mouse remote if you have. Then connect your HDMI cable. If you want to wire it up to the Ethernet would be a lot better. And then connect the power. While it's booting up, you can see the front part of it. It has a little display, so it will show the time. For the first time when it boots, it has a really nice animation. Once it goes through, it will tell you that this is T95M. And then it just goes in. Using the Air Mouse remote that we have, you can see right on the top you have some little icons. Starting right from the right side of it, it says Smart TV Box. Then you do have the little Ethernet connection, since we did just hook it up with wire. And then you do have date and time right on the side of it. Going in the main screen, you have huge icons for the online video. Now these are just little folders, so you can add more apps inside of it. Then you do have My Apps. When you click on it, you can see all the apps. And then you do have settings, so when you go through, and yes, since this is running OS 7.1.2, you can see it that it is there. The model of the name just says Inbox. Going down, it has all the information there that you need. Again, it has a huge taskbar in the bottom that you can hide just by clicking this. And this way you can see more on the screen itself. So this way you have more real estate so you can play with. You also have the KD player, which is the fork version of Kodi 17.4, I believe it is. We will go through in a few seconds, so that way we can check to see if it is Kodi 17.4 or Kodi 17.6 forked to make it work with this perfectly. Again, we have the My Music. Also, you have Clean. Now, this is something that we really require for a lot of boxes that are coming out. So any apps that you have in the background, this will be able to clean it. So first, let's go through and play with some benchmarking. So the first thing that we're going to launch is going to be the Geekbench. You can see under single core we got 598, and under multi-core we got 1359, which is a really good number for the S905W chipset. Going on the bottom part of it, we can get some more information that you require, which is 1GB of RAM, and also it is quad core. It's not an octa core, since this is an S905W chipset. I said it about twice by now. And we will get out of this app itself. Let's go through the speed test. This is something that we always love to do with these boxes that gives us really good numbers. Let's see if this does a good job. And you can see we are having a little bit of difficulty selecting results. Since we were having problem with the regular speed test app, which is from Ookla, we went through and we got Netflix version of the speed test. And you can see that when we wire it, we get about 74 megabits download. Now if we do it one more time to see what type of speed we are getting, this is the speed that is showing up for us right now. So we're just doing it for second time. This is wired version, so we're getting about 60. This is, again, it's a really good mark for the wired itself. So we will get out of it for a second, and now you can see that right now it's wired. So we're going to go under settings, network, and now we're going to connect it with the 2G network that we have. You can see it says successful and we're connected via Wi-Fi. And since I'm doing this a little bit live, since we were having some little problems, I'm going to add it right here, and we're just going to uncheck the one that we had problem with. So this way we're going to show you how you can add and remove the shortcuts in the front. And the one that we just got is called fast. Let's click on it and press back. So this way it shows up here, and there you go. So I will select this, and now we're going to test it with Wi-Fi. Let's see what type of speed we're getting with Wi-Fi. You can see already that it fell down a little bit on the speed. So with the wire we got about 63, with the wireless we get about 23. So again, it will show you anything that is 1080p perfectly, but if you want to download something like a 4K video, you will have little issues with the Wi-Fi part of it, since this is single band Wi-Fi. And there you go, again, it gets it from speedtest.net anyways, compare it says, but again, this is perfect of a number. So again, on the Wi-Fi part of it, it's a little bit lower than the Ethernet itself. Remember, Ethernet is already wired, that's why. But the Wi-Fi on this is single band, so it will give you these type of numbers. So we will get out of that too. And let's go through to the YouTube app to see what type of quality we will pull from this. We go in the search, and we're going to type, and we're not going to talk. We're going to say 4K, and it should show us a bunch of videos. So let's select this one. I know what, this one looks a little bit better and more busy, so this way we can check to see exactly what type of quality it will pull. So right now it takes a couple of seconds for it to go through, and then when you click down, it only gives you 720p. It does not go to even 1080p. So the way that they have made the OS working on this chipset is only 720p. Again, it's understandable why they have done it, since it's only 1 GB of RAM, and something like the S905 is only working, again, something like a W version only works on 30 Hz. So it makes sense that why they have done it. Again, the pictures is stunning. It's really good. It's really clean. You can see it right now that there is no choppiness right now going through it. There's no frame drop, as you can see right now, playing this on YouTube itself. So we will get out of this too, and we will go to the different app. So now we will go to their own code using Wi-Fi on 4K. Still loading. And you can see that it buffers. Again, you can see how choppy it is using the Wi-Fi itself. So I will press the stop button. This way we can get out. Let's go through, again, we're using Wi-Fi. So I'm going to go through to 1080p video. Let's see how fast it will load. And again, it is a little bit choppy using the Wi-Fi itself. So again, they need a lot of work using this. I believe that if they put this, the whole box on OS 6, it will run a little bit better, but we will stop this too. And now let's go to 720p video and let's see if it plays it. And you can see that yes, there is a little bit of a pause. Let me try to see. Yes, so it's using Wi-Fi right now, and there is this problem. So it is buffering. You can see it that it's running in the bottom. It says 94%, and now it starts playing it for us. So again, this is really bad. It could be something running in the background. So let's press pause, or press the total stop. Let's get out of this, and let's clear cache. And you can see on the top we are through Wi-Fi. So I'll go to settings, go to network, and we will turn off Wi-Fi, and I will connect the wire. So this way you can see it that it is connected via wire. Right now you have nothing on the top, and let's go through. So I just connected the wire. You can see it on the top, and we will clear cache one more time. We will launch our Kodi. Yes, so when you're closing your apps, it doesn't have multitasking, which is making this a lot better. This is good. So for people that are just making these type of boxes, it's really good to know that if you have a 1 gig RAM, if you want to buy a budget box, this is a perfect budget box. So it is, when you go to it, And when you want to try it now, let's go through the 4K video. This is wired, so it is a 10100 connection. You can see that how much of a difference it makes when we try to play it through the wire itself. Again, there is a little bit of a frame drop, you can see it, but it's not as much as before. So we will close this, since you know the 4K doesn't really work that good. But let's go through 1080p video. This is our own stock videos, so you know that we're playing, and you can see that as soon as you wire it, there's no issues, since the speed will be doubled. So if they want to work on the, we cannot call it codecs, but if they want to really work on certain things for the drivers, for the Wi-Fi speed will be really good. So they need to tweak it a lot more to make it better. Unless they're using an old module on this, so then you're not going to really get a good result. Now this is 1080p. Let's go to 720p and see how fast it will load. You can see that the buffering is so much better, and I know that the quality changed dramatically, and 1080p looks a lot better than this, but 720p has no issues. So if you are streaming from the internet and you're not going to play with 1080p, or I should say 4K videos, this box will do the job for you perfectly. So this way you're not going to have problem, but you have to wire it. I want you to wire directly from your modem to this, and it will work perfectly. So this is the Kodi itself, and now we will get out of this too. So just want to let you guys know that there is some issues, yes, and you can fix it, yes. Remember that this is a tablet OS, this is not TV OS itself, so your Netflix does not have proper credentials, so you can play this on HD. So still standard definition, but once you start playing it, you're not going to see that much of a difference. In a naked eye, it will look perfect. And again, this is a budget box, so what you're going to pay for, this will do the job for you perfectly. You can get some updates by going to this place, and if there's any updates available, you can click for check for updates. Anything available, you can select it and it will be updated, except that you will get that little pop-up says nothing available. So this was our take on the T95M Android box, which is S905W chipset. Comes with 1GB of RAM, 8GB internal storage, but you can expand it using the SD card. I hope you guys like our video. If you do like it, click the like button, subscribe button on the top, comment in the bottom. Always remember to visit our own website, which is xctex.info. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and other social networking places. And thank you.